amaXhosa. Nda to our beloved vendors. Maskati, varume, vadzimai, vakomana, we love you. Mabuyani, those who speak Kalanga. Como estás? Kuma Portuguese, those from the Portugal speaking countries. Mozambique, Angola, ni hao, my Chinese friends. Sikujema, I take you to East Africa, Swahili. I am glad today, excited, friends of One-anotherness, that you have tuned in on our first inaugural live video. If you can hear me out there, just press the like button. If you can see me, press the heart button and say, hi, Dr. H. Sajefta. I just want to make sure you are there. Hence, I felt, let's just do some testing, 1, 2, 3. And I can see you are there. Friends of One-anotherness. An international family drawn from diverse people groups. An international family, One-anotherness. A family that sees no color. A family that sees no race. A family that sees no tribe. An international family that sees people. One-anotherness. One-anotherness. Beloved friends, you belong to a bigger family. That's not a local family. That's not a regional family. But that's an international family. As I sit here today, I'm talking to those from overseas. We have friends there. Friends in Philippines. Friends in Canada. Friends in America. I come home, friends all over Zimbabwe. Friends in Zambia. Friends in South Africa. Welcome, One-anotherness family. You are a family indeed, drawn from diverse people groups. God bless you. Remember, as we launch our live video today, we are going to be talking about one-anotherness in action. We are going to be acting one-anotherness. We are going to be walking the talk. one-anotherness in action is our talk today. But before I take you through that talk, as your host today, remember, when a snake is alive, the snake eats ants. When the very same snake is dead, ants eat the very snake. Dear friends, in this life, time can turn around. Don't neglect anyone in your life. Do not ignore anyone in life. Be it at home, be it at work. Don't neglect anyone. Don't strain relationship. Keep in touch with your family members. Keep in touch with your neighbors. Keep in touch with your parents. Keep in touch with people. One-anotherness is driven by people. One-anotherness is about people. Because Jesus said, love one another. He was not referring to things, but he was referring to people. People are a treasure. Let us invest on people. When we go back to my statement, when a snake is alive, the snake eats ants. And when the snake is dead, ants eat the very same snake. And I said, time can turn around. Hence, don't neglect anyone in life. What do I mean? I mean, people are important. Those members of your family are very important. You can't do without them. I can't do without you, friends of one-anotherness. Hence, when the snake is alive, it links and connects with ants. The understanding is, when you do not do well with the people, you will need people to mourn you when you are dead. So, if you do not relate well with them, interact well with them, you will have no one to mourn you at your funeral. Hence Jesus, the Bible says, in John 4, verse 4, the Bible says he was a Jew. And the Jews did not see one another with the Samaritans. Samaritans were their enemies. But Jesus, being a Jew, understanding how important people are, that he has to connect with people, keep in touch with people, the Bible says, though he was a Jew, John 4, verse 4, it says he had to go through Samaria, the very village, the very town, with people that his own people could not see eye to eye. Why did Jesus have to go to Samaria? He understood how important people are. Hence, keep in touch with people. When all is said and done on this planet, and I tell you, my dear friends, one of these days, all shall be said and done. When all is said and done, the crowns of your achievement will not be the systems that you have managed. The crowns of your achievement will not be systems that you have put together. When all is said and done, it's not going to be about the things that you wrote or the buildings that you built. But when all is said and done, the people at your home, the people at work, the people around the community that you have personally and permanently influenced through direct contact will be in touch with you. People matter. That brother at home matter. That sister at home matter. That mother in the village matter. That uncle in town matter. That friend of yours matter. People matter. Life requires that we see people as opportunities, not as interruptions. If you had not tuned in, I was going to talk to trees. I was going to talk to rocks. I was going to talk to buildings. But because people matter, I decided, let me put together a family that will draw people together. The one-anotherness family. A family that will help us to connect with one another, learn how to relate with one another. A family that will teach us principles of life, how we should interact with each other at home, interact with each other at work. That's the one-anotherness family. A family that is about people, that understand that people matter. I want to let you know that through associations with people, you get transformed. Through associations with people, you become a better person. Hence, keep in touch with people. Regardless of tribe, regardless of race, regardless of education, keep in touch with people. Even if they are not educated, they are people. Even if they are not married, they are people. Even if they don't have money, they are people. Jesus came for people. People mattered so much to Jesus. People matter. Keep in touch with people. Today, as we have tuned in, let me therefore unpack one-anotherness in action. One-anotherness just jumps into the New Testament. And the people behind the concept of one-anotherness is the Master himself, Christ. I will demonstrate how Christ embraced one-anotherness. Not only Christ, but also one great preacher, one great theologian by the name Paul. In the footsteps of the Master, he wrote so much on one-anotherness. And also one of the leaders of the church, by the name Peter, he also wrote a lot about one-anotherness. And also another leader of the church, by the name James, wrote something on one-anotherness. One-anotherness is a biblical concept. We are commanded, we are mandated to love one another. I am going to demonstrate to each one of you out there during this corona crisis, during this pandemic, how we can apply one-anotherness principles to members of our family, to those that are challenged by the corona disease, how best we can be of service. I am going to use some principles that are taken from the one-anotherness. And these principles are built from the 26 alphabet, A up to Z. In the interest of time, I may not take you through the entire alphabet, but we are going to be focusing on the 26 alphabet, A up to Z. Each alphabet with a one-anotherness message. Each alphabet with a one-anotherness statement, how we can apply this one-anotherness and act them, live them, and operate within their framework. I begin with the first one, A. R. Accept one another. During this crisis, when we are locked in our homes, we can't go anywhere. Life requires that we accept one another. Accept members of your family just as they are. Don't change them. Accept them. That brother at home, that sister at home, that mother at home deserve acceptance, deserve affirmation. Accept them as they are. Accept them as they are. Accept them as they are. They like to be accepted. They appreciate to be accepted. Accept them as they are. They are worthy your time. Accept them as they are. Welcome them as they are. They are very important. Accept this situation that you find yourself in. You can't change it. Just accept the situation. That's what A stands for. Accept the situation. Accept yourself. You are not somebody. You are not someone else. You are yourself. Accept yourself. Appreciate yourself. You are not a second hand. You are original, perfect, beautiful, loving, full-fledged human beings. Operate at your fullest. Walk tall, smile tall, eat tall, dress tall. Accept yourself. You are special. You are special. You are special. Accept yourself. Accept yourself. Very crucial. I've learned to accept myself. And I understand that when Jesus comes again, I go to heaven just as I am. I am dark in complexion. I have accepted my complexion. I am dark. I'm okay with my small patch of some white hair. Very powerful. A husband of one wife and a very powerful wife just seated next to me, and she enjoys me and loves me and accepts me as I am. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting. Number 2. Alphabet number 2. bear one another's burden. I've come to realize that this planet is full of challenges. We are not the first people to go through a crisis. Those that have gone before us, they've gone through major challenges. Even what we are going through, they've gone through major problems. But how did they manage those challenges? How did they manage those problems? They understood that a burden needs to be shared. Learn to share a burden. Don't carry it alone. Share a burden. Share your feelings with someone. Share your challenges with someone. The Bible says, under one-anotherness, bear one another's burden. Galatians 6, verse 2. I learned this principle from my father. He carried a lot of burdens for many people within our family, outside our family. He was known in the village. I'm a village boy. He was known in the village because he carried people's burdens. He was there for people. During their times of challenges, my father was there. When they had a problem, my father was there. The Bible says, bear one another's burden. If you take care of someone's burden, that person will also take care of your burden someday. Someday, that person will take care of you. Take care of those nephews in your families. Don't have ill feelings about them. They will take care of you. One of these days, you will be old. You will need someone to walk around with you. And a nephew will do that. A niece will do that. Take care of them. Take care of your niece. Take care of your nephew. Take care of anyone, because you will also need to be taken care sometime. That's why Paul now, saying, bear one another's burden. People are burdened. During this coronavirus, people have a lot of burdens. Financial burdens, physical burdens, social burdens. People have a lot of burdens. Let us help them lift their burdens. Let's create an environment for them to share a burden. People are hurting out there. They are going through a lot of challenges. Let's help them. Let's carry each other's burden. Our parents, have they eaten? Have we sent money? Have we spoken to them? Have we connected with them? Just a voice from you to your mother changes the day. Talk to your mother. Talk to your father. Talk to your brother. Talk to your sister. That message of hope, that you will pass to him will change his day. Carry one another's burden. Carry one another's burden. There are those who are weak. They require our support. Let's support them. Let's help them, my friends. Let's help them. Let's be there for them. Let's be there. Yeah, I can see you are listening. I can see you are listening. You are following. Yeah, someone has written here, Pastor, I am listening. Very attentive. Yeah. Let's carry each other's burden. Let's carry each other's burden. Let's be there for one another. Let's be there for one another. I'm there for you. Don't go it alone. We are there as one another and is to support you. We are there. We are ready even to sing a song for you. Burdens are lifted on Calvary. Yes, we are there for you. Don't go it alone. We are there for you. We are there for you. Don't suffer alone. Don't suffer alone. You were created not to be alone, but you were created to socialize. Yes. Now keep a social distance, but you can still connect like I've connected with the international family. Our being kept apart, locked in our houses, in our homes, that does not mean now we can go it alone. No, I say no. Let's carry one another's burden. Let's support each other. During this dark moment, let's support one another. Let's support one another. Let's carry each other's burden. Just speak a word of encouragement to a soul that is going through distress. Just speak a word of comfort to someone going through a challenge. That word will change his day. Carry each other's burden. Burdens are very heavy. Very heavy. I am what I am because someone was there for me. Yeah, someone was there for me. The pastors were there for me. The elders were there for me. The church was there for me. My family was there for me. My parents were there for me. They saw someone special in me, and hence they enabled me to go through. Here I am, a husband of someone today, because someone saw something in me. Hence, carry someone's burden. Help someone to have a future. Help someone to realize his dream. Be there for someone. Carry each other's burden. That is the injunction from the Bible. A mandate. Did you know that this principle, bearing one another's burden, carrying each other's burden, from a psychology perspective, I learned two things from carrying each other's burden. When I look at the word bear, that's a psychology word. It is coming from the psychology circles. I'm not a psychologist, but I have some understanding of psychology. I did counseling sometime. And out of this word, bear one another, two words emerge. The first one is sympathy. The word sympathy means have compassion to someone. During this crisis, people require people who are very compassionate. Let us be compassionate. Let us not be rough. Let us mind our tone. Let's speak politely to people. Let us be soft, gentle to our wives, gentle to our children, gentle to our husband, gentle to our uncles, gentle to our neighbors. Let us be sympathetical. Let us be compassionate with people. That's bearing someone's burdens. Another word that is within the same field of bearing one another's burdens: empathy. The word empathy means the ability to sense someone's emotions. Empathy means placing yourself in someone's shoes. If someone is in sorrow, please be sorrowful. If someone is sick, please be part of the experience that is going through. Be empathetical to human beings. People require husbands that are full of empathy. Our children require parents that are full of empathy. Even at home here, don't force members of your family to eat what you eat. For instance, I'm a village boy, village man, grew up in the village. And my children did not grow from the village. So what I do, when I do have some extra cash, I buy Cerevita. Yeah, I buy Cerevita because I understand that they cannot survive on what I survived when I was growing. Yeah, I buy Cerevita and I welcome them in the morning. Good morning, Sister Cerevita. Good morning, Brother Cerevita. Because as I look at them, I can see that the moment I bless Cerevita, it's a smile. Smile there, smile there, smile there, smile there, there smile, there smile, there smile, there smile. Cerevita. Bear one another's burden. Is it true, Sinta? Yes. Eh? Yes. Come here. Come here. Can you talk to our friends here who are everywhere and just take them through your experience, how we are bearing your burdens here at home?
Yes, I eat cereal. When they are eating porridge, I eat Cerevita.
What about you, mother? What do you want to say? Bear one another's burdens.
Yes, we are bearing one another's burdens. And Baba Jeffy here bears with us. Each one, we are different in the family, and he accommodates all of us. We are practicing one-anotherness.
Yeah. You see, we are walking the talk. We are walking the talk. We place each other in one another's shoes. We accommodate each other's feelings. We do not force people. Members of our family, don't force them, but we give them a platform to be real. We give them a platform to experience life the way they want to experience life. That's bearing one another's burden. We understand that the way we were raised is different from the way we are raising them now. Times have changed. Hence, is the generation of servitor. It's the generation of conflicts. That's not the generation of amaqebelengwana. That's not the generation of amagwadla. That's the generation of servitor. If you can afford, it may not be every day, but once, maybe in a week, once in a month, place on the table something that really talks to them, that talks to their experience, that talks to their age, that talks to their generation. Even Jesus understood us. When he came here, he did not come with mineral water from heaven. He did not come with the manna from heaven. But Jesus, we are told, when he was here, he was part of us. He accommodated us. He ate what we are eating. He slept where we are sleeping. He did not come with some luxury from heaven and said, no. You see, I'm the King of Kings. I'm the Lord of Lords. No. I can't fit here. But he was able to fit within our environment. He accommodated us. He carried our burdens. In fact, he carried our burdens even up to the cross. I'm going to ask one of my friend here has just placed the question, and here is the question. The question reads as follows: if I share my burdens with mere mortals like myself, 3 out of 5 times they distribute them to others. A very powerful question. Very relevant question. When I am saying share your burdens, you don't just share with anyone. A very good example of who to share with is Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He had walked into the garden. One of these days, I'm going to take you through the one-anotherness experience right in the garden. How Jesus and his disciples experienced one-anotherness and how they applied one-anotherness in the garden. Hence, he had taken 11 disciples into the garden. There were 12, all in all, but one of them had decided to betray Jesus. That was Judas. Hence, there were now 11. And when they got into the garden, the story says Jesus had a lot of burdens. And since our sins were now upon him, and they were weighing heavily upon him, he then said, my soul is so sorrowful even unto death. But you know what Jesus did? Out of the 11 disciples, he had 3 out of the 11 that were in the garden. These were his closest friends, the inner circle of Jesus. The inner circle of Jesus constituted of Peter, James, and John. These were the nucleus, the closest inner circle, who were so close to Jesus. The record says, he then shared his very burdens that he had in the garden. The burden of dying for our sins, the agony that he was going through, he did not share it with the 8, but he shared it with the 3. Why the 3? These 3 were closer to Christ even before the garden experience. These were his closest friends who were with him all over. Even when he was performing some miracles, he will dismiss the 8, but he will always be with the 3. Suggesting that in life, you may have 10 friends, 20 friends, 100 friends, like we have a lot of friends in our Facebook page. But there are certain burdens or certain issues that you cannot share with everyone. Some burdens require that you share with those that are so closer to you. Those that are closer to you suggest that you now have more trust, and you can share even some very things that are so private, and you know that they are so mature that they will keep those things to themselves. So what am I saying? I am saying look for an inner circle. And within that inner circle, share those uttermost burdens with those trusted friends, like what Jesus did. Okay, I think we can continue. We entertain questions as they come. Feel free if there are any questions that require some explanation. We are here to explain and justify and also elaborate so that whatever we are sharing with you, you may apply in life. We go to alphabet number 3. Comfort one another. 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 18. Comfort one another. This is Paul. He understood that he needed to be very sympathetic with human beings, and he wrote this principle, which is part of one-anotherness, informed by sympathy, informed by empathy, which I've already explained. He wrote this principle within the parameters of sympathy and empathy. A very sympathetic pastor, that was Paul. A very empathetic pastor, that was Paul. The world needs empathetic pastors. The world needs sympathetic pastors. The world needs empathetic elders. The world needs empathetic elders. The world needs sympathetic parents. The world needs empathetic parents. Why? People day in, day out, they have a lot of problems. Hence, they require people who will comfort them. And hence Paul says, let's comfort one another. Let's be sympathetic. Let's be empathetic. The word comfort also, like the word bear or carry, these words also are within the family of psychology. Hence, the two terms, sympathy, and empathy are our operating words as we look at bear and comfort one another. And as Paul said, comfort one another, he understood what the people in Thessalonians were going through. Hence, he says, comfort one another. They had a lot of rough experiences, like the very experiences that we are going through. People today are locked in homes. All over the world, people are locked in homes, locked in towns. They can't walk anywhere. They can't go freely to the shops. It's not a normal life. Hence, they require those around them who will comfort them. Let's comfort each other. Let's comfort one another. Especially those that are the survivors of the coronavirus. They require a lot of comfort. Let's not speak ill of this disease and speak ill about them. Let's comfort them. There are those who have lost their loved ones. They require a lot of comfort. Let's comfort them. Let's comfort them. Let's encourage them. May I say to someone out there, comfort members of your family. Comfort your children. Comfort your parents. Comfort your brother. Comfort your sister. Comfort those that are around you. You can send a message of comfort. You can sing a song of comfort. Comfort. Comfort my people. Comfort. My friends of one-anotherness, let's comfort people. Let's comfort people. People require and they deserve to be comforted. They require comfort. And when Paul also says comfort, I want to look at comfort also from another perspective. Comfort may also require that while we are locked down, that does not mean people are no longer interested to comfort. People still require comfort. Yeah, people still require comfort. So let's provide comfort. Comfort can be spoken. Comfort can be acted. Let's comfort one another. Let's comfort one another. Let's be there and comfort one another. Let's conclude with D. Let's conclude with D. Let's conclude with D. Yeah. Comfort. There is before I go to D, a very interesting question here from a very wonderful pastor. A pastor that I have so much respect to. A great pastor. A giant pastor in Adventism. Guru in Adventism. His question says here, please, Pastor, explain the concept of comfort from an African context. Comfort from an African perspective is very broad. Yeah, comfort from an African perspective is very broad. Comfort from an African perspective is very broad. I would like to say, in our African setup, our people live within the context of comfort. And the moment we starve them from comfort. We are missing them. Let's provide comfort. Let's provide comfort. In our African culture, our women, our wives, our spouses require a lot of comfort. Where they sleep, it must be comfortable. It must be comfortable. And when we provide comfort, our wife, our spouses who are our wives are going to be fluffy. Very fluffy. Because we have provided a lot of comfort. And hence, comfort must be provided. Because in an African setup or in an African culture, that's the word. Women can't do without comfort. When it comes to what they eat, it must be palatable so that they look forward for the meal and for the next meal. The bedroom must have a lot of comfort so that they look forward to go to bed. And comfort must be all over. Comfort in an African perspective is a need. It's not a want. It's a key thing. It's not, you can't do without comfort. So let's provide comfort. Let's not deny our women, our children from comfort in the name of we are Christians. Let's provide comfort. Even when we go for camp meetings, when people are able carry comfortable equipment, don't just go there and sleep on the floor and say part of my camp meeting experience is to sleep on the floor, and by sleeping on the floor, that's when the word will come well to me. No. Provide a bed if it's possible. Sleep on a bed there at campsite. Sleep on a bed. And when you even go to camp meeting, make sure you have carried enough food. Don't go and starve your people there in the name of we are going to the camp meeting. No. Go with enough food. That's part of comfort. So that as your members of the family are spoken to, they are spoken to with full stomach. Let fasting be optional. Don't force fasting in the name of you are a Christian. Let it be optional. Let someone do it happily. Do not starve members of your family from comfort. Provide comfort. Let's close. We will pick it from alphabet number 4, which is D. When we will have another opportunity, when we'll have another platform. It was wonderful, my friends, to be with you, to be live with you, and to be your host. Thank you very much for tuning in. I look forward to be with you again in our next presentation, and we will inform you what we will be focusing on. But remember, we still have the next alphabet, because one-anotherness in action. It is one-anotherness in action through the 26th alphabet. But today, we're only able to cover only 3. Let me just have a flashback of what we have covered today. Let's remember to accept one another, regardless of tribe, race, nationality. We are all God's children. Let's love one another, and let's remember, as one-anotherness family, we are an international family. Let's not criticize each other. Let's accommodate each other. Our A says accept one another, accommodate one another, affirm one another. Our B says bear one another's burden. So before, as the week begins, look for some opportunities how you are going to carry someone's burden. Look for some opportunities how you are going to carry a neighbor's burden. Look for an opportunity how you are going to bear members of your family's burden. If it means doing some gardening within your home, bear one another's burden. Remember, C says comfort one another. And remember, when the snake is alive, it eats ants. And when the snake is dead, the very snake is eaten by the ants. Suggesting that let's take care of anyone in life. There's no one in life that is useless. In our families, there's no one is useless. In our communities, there's no one is useless. In our churches, there's no one is useless. Let us be other people directed, so that when we are dead, those that we have lived well with them, they will be there to mourn us. When you are getting married, because you were there for them before your wedding, they will be there to celebrate with you. But if you're not there, they will not be there. Even when you are dead, who will mourn you? Who will bury you? Remember, the snake is being buried by the very same ants. But if it had not interacted well with the ants, it was not going to have anyone to bury it. So my sister, take care of people, those that are around you. They will take care when you are dead. They will take care when you are celebrating. You need someone to say, happy birthday. And a happy birthday require people just to say happy birthday. So keep in touch with people directly, indirectly. God bless you. I love you. Members of One-anotherness family. You are a lovely family, an international family, a global family. See you there when we meet again. God bless you.